Hey, as usual, this video is going to be content rich, but low production value. So, Vanessa VA put out a video, her most recent one, left and right brain reunion is subconscious and conscious mind awareness. And that is exactly what is depicted in this music video, both in the lyrics and in the videography. And it's titled Hollow Moon, but a lot of people call it Bad Wolf because that's the main lyric and focus of the attention is the Bad Wolf. And this refers to the Native American tales that say you have two wolves in you, a good wolf and a bad wolf. Which one will you feed? It's the same exact idea as the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other that we're familiar with. And in Vanessa VA's video, she talks a bit about the moon, like she has apparently gone out and seen for herself the way that it spins in the sky. And I know many of you have heard me talk about it, but have not yet gone out and watched it for yourself. Because seeing is believing, and it's probably a lot like my dad and my stepbrother that didn't want to really feel the implant behind my ear. Because knowing is something you can't turn back from. And so I'm sure a lot of you have heard but don't want to go look for yourself, just the way they didn't want to feel it for themselves. They just, oh, I believe you. Yeah, I don't need it. Because once you know, then you know. I'm just going to show you pieces of this to show you what they're depicting and then read the lyrics, because I get copyright strike real easy on the music videos, but it keeps me on my toes from using it as a crutch. But after this, I'm going to show you true sigil magic as it relates to the music that's literally in the coat that I wore out to Missouri. And someone said, you're definitely wearing the cloth. And I had no idea what they meant. It was a YouTube channel called Metamorphosis. I got their little logo over there in the corner. Let's try and get that out of there. And I think man of the cloth pretty much refers to like Catholics or something. But anyway, I'm going to show you some true sigil magic as it relates to the music. And you'll all be free to run for the exit doors after you see the sigil magic. But it starts out like this. We're to the left brain, right brain reunification process. Watch the shadow move across his face from one side to the other, left to right, and this guy has it move in the opposite direction. And the red and the white color that they're wearing on their clothing is also a pattern here. And as he moves through these people while he's singing and dancing, you notice you only see one side of their face. There's a reason for that, because they're locked into the left brain. One side. And they're facing off in opposition to one another in a very menacing way. The guys on this side are looking at the guys on that side intimidatingly, almost aggressively, in some sort of opposition to one another. The two parts of yourself are working in opposition to one another, and you're only locked into one side or the other until you have that reunification. And before they all start dancing, they're just walking around kind of zombified. And then one or two of them start to wake up here and there and start dancing. But the rest are standing zombified. Oh, there's one. He woke up. The rest of them zombified. Look at her, how zombified. Oh, there's another one. They woke up. Notice the lady in red? I'll put a link in the description. There's another one that woke up about the lady in red. Here you see they all run towards one another and they all start dancing, but in a chaotic, disorganized way. Okay? And then, when they all synchronize their dancing and are operating in unison, then you have full heart-brain resonance or left brain, right brain resonance working together. But right now it's all chaotic and disorganized, and then they sync up. Now they're synced up. Now you're talking. Okay, you see they're synced up, right? Okay. And here I'm going to reference a Tool lyric from one of their music videos. Overthinking, overanalyzing separates the body from the mind, withering my intuition. pushing me across the line. Feed my will to feel this moment, urging me across the line. Reaching out to embrace what I am, reaching out to embrace whatever may come. It's talking about overthinking, overanalyzing separates the body from the mind and withers your intuition because you're too left brain analytical. You can't tap into the right brain of intuition, which is also the feminine side or the heart. And I'm going to talk about that because Vanessa talks about these lyrics where it turns the word on into a reference into turning your mind on. And she says that doesn't mean now start overanalyzing everything and trying to overthink it. So I would say it's more like turning your heart on. And in a way, that's kind of turning your mind off or getting them to work together. And once you turn your heart on, then your mind starts to work in very different ways. And it's that left brain, right brain. And I just, right brain and the heart are interchangeable in this concept. Says, I've been running from it all of my lifetime. There's nothing wrong with you. I'm searching for my right mind. You should have seen it. They were resting on the restless. This happened literally. Woke up, I was headless. I woke up, I was headless. That's detaching from that left brain analytical mind or recognizing. Let's just say that's part of the waking up process is you lose your mind. You have to lose your grip on reality in order to grasp this awakening process. And then it sings the chorus, I'm gonna make a deal with the bad wolf so the bad wolf don't bite no more. I'm gonna make a deal with the bad wolf so the bad wolf don't bite no more. And then it says, you're all still here. Mother effer, I'll be back from the dead soon. What's that a reference to? Who comes back from the dead? The Christ consciousness. I'll be watching from the center of the hollow moon. Where are we at here? Oh, there we go, yeah. Oh my God, I think I might have made a mistake. Don't worry about it, we all make mistakes. Waiting patiently was taking up space. We are waiting, taking up space. So that's what this process is about. No more waiting around for Christ to return, sitting here taking up space. This lyric, the earth below is above my feet when the clock is laughing at me. Not sure what that one means. When copycats and the lazy brats are the last thing I want to see. I referred to that in my last video. The copycats and the lazy brats who don't want to do the work to find God. My enemy is a friend of mine in a friendly place to be seen. That's that bad wolf inside you that he's talking about making a deal with in order to get them to work together instead of in opposition to one another. In the duality. You know, I'll run away for a couple years just to prove that I was never free. Make of that what you will. But this is a freeing process. So I'm just letting you watch the music video, Hollow Moon or Bad Wolf by AWOLNATION, and say it is definitely depicting in the lyrics and the videography this left brain, right brain reunion, your subconscious and your conscious mind, or your mind and your heart. So now to the sigil magic of this coat. It's just a ski coat by Scott, and I bought it, I don't know, a year or two before I went out to Missouri. And before I went out to Missouri, there's a YouTube page called Metamorphosis that made a comment on one of my videos that says, you're definitely wearing the cloth, brother. And I didn't know what he meant. Well, after I discovered what I'm about to show you, I showed my mom, and this coat disappeared for like a year. And then maybe 6 months ago, it showed up in the living room. And I said, well, where was this? They said, oh, it was just over there by the chair, under the rocking chair, behind the couch, or whatever. And no, it wasn't. What happened is my mom disappeared it because she recognized that the sigil magic in it might be doing something to me. So you can hardly see what I'm about to show you once we get at the right angle of the light. What I'm showing you here is you can't hardly see it. And That means it's not a selling point. They didn't sell extra jackets by putting what I'm about to show you on here. Because I had it and I wore it for a couple years and never noticed it. Only when you get it at the right angle can you even see these things. There's the Grateful Dead. And this swirly thing is all over throughout it. And they swirl the names and the letters so you can't even hardly read what it says. But what they are is concert tickets from concerts, music concerts. And I'll show you that. We got Led Zeppelin around here somewhere. I think that's Led Zeppelin. But you can't hardly read the words that say Zeppelin because a lot of the words are scrambled and swirled and smeared. But all of these, I've come to the conclusion from the words that I can come up with, that looks like Jim Morrison. I think that's one of his famous poses right there. Valid Thursday only for $3 is what it says on the bottom. I'm pretty sure that's a Jim Morrison pose. It might even be on the cover of one of his albums. This right here, you're looking up at a woman. This is the bottom of her feet with little faces on each of her toes. There's her boobs, one there, and there's her face. That's what you're looking at there. Can you see it? Here's one foot, and there's the other foot. There's the 5 toes, and each one has like faces on the toes. And so what you can see is that a lot of these say auditorium or the name of the place where it was held, the Coliseum. And you can see I've come to the conclusion that they are concert tickets. Like back in the day, they would just put out flyers and posters to advertise a concert. And music buffs are really into this kind of stuff. They became like collector's items. And so these are images of all of those concerts that people went to, and I'll show you some of the words here in a minute, where you'll be able to see Coliseum this, Stadium that. So this, considering all the Muse messages that I have received and the correlation between my spiritual experience and the music, it would only be logical, since these are all music concert tickets with these images, that this is indeed Sigil magic. The Fillmore. This one's all over. The Fillmore. That's like an auditorium or a place where they held these concerts. See the skeleton there? Oh, see the wizard or wizardress, the witch here? Oh, that's what I mean. You're all free to run for the exits now if you want. If you're going to get scared, now's the time to get scared. Be like, oh my God, he is possessed. That is sigil magic, absolutely. Thing is, you're all under spells as well, but the Spirit has shown me the truth of these spells. The Catholic Church, they're not showing you the moon spinning on its side, plasma fires, anything else I've shown you, the sun tunnel, the airborne aircraft carrier. So I'm going to find a couple more images where is that a big old eyeball? Ooh. And only when you get it at just the right angle can you even see this stuff. So they didn't sell any extra jackets, not a single extra jacket. I think that says the Fillmore on the bottom also. And the name, there's the swirly thing right here. There's this swirl right in the name of a lot of these in the writing. So you can't really read what it says. There's something about this spiral swirl going on. You can read September 7th, 8th, and 9th. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A lot of these have dates on them and the price of the ticket. And when it was valid for. Twice on here I've found my birthday, August 16th. There's a beehive. Or something. Maybe this is the Last Supper. Maybe this is a bunch of people lined up along a table for the Last Supper. Valid Saturday only, $3. There's the same wizard lady, but at a better angle so you can actually see it. Because like I say, you can't even see this stuff. I owned the coat for a couple of years and never saw it. You see the swirly thing that she's got her hand on here. This might have been the beat. No, that might. I swear that looks like Jim Morrison. I'm thinking that's the Doors, but it's just so squiggled out. But for some reason, as vague as that image is, I think that's a famous Jim Morrison pose. I'm quite sure. I know I see the Clash on here. I'll find that in here a sec. There's the swirl thing again. This one doesn't say the Grateful Dead. It says the Grateful. But that looks like, what's his name from the Grateful Dead. And he's got those swirls on both sides of him. This lady has her hands on both sides of one of these swirls, opening of the Fillmore Summer Series. Is what it says on the upper left of this one. And it's probably got some writing in here that I don't recognize or understand. There's like a planetoid. December 16th, 17th, 18th. But again, it's all swirled out at the top so you can't see a lot of the writing. And only at the right depth and angle to the light can you see any of it. Something Amphitheater right there on the bottom, Expo Amphitheater. August 16th, 1986. This one was $16.50. Most of them are $3. There's some that are $8 and $12. That one was a spendy one. Bill Graham, I don't know who that is, but my birth date is August 16th, 1979. There's another place on here where it says August 16th, but a different year. But that could just be coincidence, you know. Any date you put is going to be someone's birth date. There's a female face right there with a swirl on the top of her forehead. We'll just get a good shot of this guy, and that way we won't have to go over him again. There's the eyeball thing again. Again, you'd be able to see who it is if they didn't swirl it out right there. And up here, the swirl is right in the middle of the lettering, so you can't really see what the lettering writing on it is. Here's a couple people. Oh, the Clash. The CLAS minus the H. Excuse me, I think that was the Clash. Here, this one I've seen a couple times. ABSKHY. Abskay. Anyone recognize any of these words? There's a couple motorcycles at the end of it. Abskay. A lot of it, you just can't even make out the letters. Ready? Hold on. If you're not scared yet, you will be here in a minute. I'm pretty sure this was Led Zeppelin. You don't see it here. In another one, there's the Z here and the N there, like it's Led Zeppelin. See the skulls? And again, the swirl in the bottom in the center. So you can't really read the writing. But those are definitely skulls. And you got to get it at just the right angle, and you can see it pretty clearly. But now watch this. It took me a while to even see it. Like, on my way out to Missouri, I saw this. After the guy said, "You're definitely wearing the cloth," and I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? There's a better image of what I think was the Clash. I think that was an 80s band. Some of these have the dates of the 1980s and some are 1960s.